On this special edition of the PNA Newsroom, survivors of Typhoon Yolanda commemorate All Saints' Day and the nearing anniversary of the tragedy at Tacloban's mass grave. Cotabato City does away with dull decorations as they pay respects to their dead. A psychic consultant reminds everyone to be mindful of the existence of spirits, but how close can they be? Good day. I'm William Theo. As we observe All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, we look at the stories of people and places that tell us how unique this occasion can be in the country. Join us in today's special edition of the PNA Newsroom. Thousands of people died in Leyte when Typhoon Yolanda struck in 2013. Majority of them went unretrieved by their loved ones. Nearly 5 years later, the survivors of the Yolanda tragedy pay respects to these unnamed victims. Rom Dulfo has the story.
The common grave at Holy Cross Memorial Cemetery in Basper Village, Tacloban City, is a lonely place where thousands of Typhoon Yolanda victims were buried in 2013. Family members come to offer flowers and light candles, believing this was the exact spot of their loved one's final resting place. For the past 4 years, they relive the pain and the tragic memories of the monster typhoon, proof of which is the bodies that will never be found. Some residents talk about extraordinary experiences with a common grave, such as the loud sound of crying. The horrific sounds only stopped after a priest blessed the grave during the first commemoration of Yolanda. Over 2,000 bodies lay buried at the mass grave in Tacloban City late 2013, considered as Yolanda's ground zero. The site is dotted with white wooden crosses and some tombstones. The city government is constructing a large cross at the mass grave as a common place for survivors to remember their loved ones. The target is to complete the structure in time for the 5th commemoration of the typhoon's wrath on November 8. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
Cemeteries are not only places of solemnity and remembrance. In Camiguin, a town cemetery also serves as a historical site and a tourist destination because of its underwater graveyards. Here is our report.
Every All Saints' Day, Filipino families flock to cemeteries to tidy up their loved ones' tombstones and later pray and reflect on the memory of their dearly departed. But in Camiguin's oldest and the most picturesque ski site for the dead, the graves are underwater and it is usually visited by tourists instead of their relatives. One of the most prominent destinations on the island is the sunset-lit Sunken Cemetery in Catarman, a portion of the province's community where one of the first settlers of Camiguin lived, have been buried alive after Mount Vulcan or Daang Vulcan erupted. A white cross at Punta Pasil, the vintage graveyard's site, marks the location of the Sunken Cemetery. The white cross was a replacement of the original, which was made of hardwood and stones that disintegrated over time. The underwater tombstones extend to at least half a hectare from an old church similarly buried by Mount Vulcan's lava. Aside from the cemetery, what was left of the old Catarman were 3 grand structures: the Gyob Church ruins, a nunnery, and a bell tower. One can't set aside the overwhelming thoughts and imagination of how the space housed what may have been one of the majestic Catholic places in Mindanao. Every November 1, the people of Camiguin lay a wreath along the shores of Punta Pasil, which may have as well served as a symbolic resting place of old Catarman.
A family in Albay is taking an entertaining twist in honoring their dearly departed. When the head of the family passed away, his family decided to decorate his tomb with his favorite brands, complete with logo and signature colors. Let's watch this.
Most of us Filipinos remember our departed loved ones by cleaning their graves, placing fresh flowers, then lighting candles for an overnight vigil. Sometimes, singing the departed's favorite songs is part of the tradition. But a family in Albay honors their dead father in a unique way by painting his tomb with his favorite brands and colors while he was still alive. They call their own tradition grave branding. Angel Roa Relieve, a nurse working in Metro Manila, says she recently dreamed of her father who died 7 years ago. Reading it as a sign, she filed a leave of absence from her work and went to her hometown of Owas, Albay to visit his grave. Her father, Jose Riodique Relieve, a government employee, died in 2011. Every year, just before Undas, their family would hire a painter who could draw and paint their father's tomb with his favorite brands of apparel, liquor, and even coffee. This has been their family tradition for 6 years now. In 2011, her father's grave was decorated with black, white, and red stripes. In 2012, it had Egyptian-inspired colors of white, silver, and gold combined with stars and moon figures. This year, they would have the tomb designed with the logo and colors of a famous perfume brand. Angel admitted that their grave branding has been drawing attention, as well as laughter from visitors of their town cemetery. But all that matters is that they have a unique way of remembering their departed father. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Maricor Zapata.
Still to come, Cotabato City marks All Souls Day by making the tombs of the dead more lively. Do spirits and other worldly entities exist close to us? We'll find out when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Boracay Island, we know that it is one of our country's most precious treasures. You can see the majestic sceneries, palm beaches, and vibrant activities. It is undeniably considered as the Philippines' prime tourist destination. But sadly, the desire to develop the island and incorporate modern and trendy amenities resulted in irresponsible transformations. The environmental damages were so alarming that no less than our President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, realized the need to address these pressing concerns and be considered as an utmost priority.
I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that we shall not relent in our efforts until we have turned around the condition of Boracay. We will save Boracay. Nakahiyang ginagawa nila rito. Nasa front beach pa naman sila.
Now, after the concerted efforts of our partner government agencies, non-government organizations, the local government, concerned citizens, and our local residents of Boracay, kayo nga ang taga Boracay may pinakamaraming part na na-play dito sa effort natin.
Pagkatapos po ng ating mga proyekto dito sa Boracay, magiging mas world-class pa ang ating tourist destination.
Sisinghot ka ng magandang simoy ng hangin, sasakay ka ng magandang sasakyan, napakaganda ng tanawing Boracay, masasabi natin, eto na, dumating na at bumalik na ang Boracay.
Today is the rebirth of Boracay Island. From being dubbed as cesspool to its closure for the island to rest and undergo massive rehabilitation and recovery efforts, we offer to you now a better Boracay.
tayo na hindi na mangyayari itong nangyayari ngayon at saka maging tuloy-tuloy na yung aming turismo dito sa Aklan.
The reopening of Boracay is not the culmination, but just the beginning of our journey on sustainable tourism.
Ang pagmamahal ng ating Pangulo sa ating bansa, sa ating mga mamamayan, sa ating tayong mga Pilipino at sa Boracay. He did the sacrifice. Alam natin na hindi popular na basta na lang isara ang Boracay dahil gusto niyang i-preserve ito, not just for us, but for the next generation to come.
The people of Cotabato City do away with the usual drab colors to decorate tombstones every All Souls Day. Graves are here splashed with lovely, lively colors, making this day more of a celebration of life. Here is our special report.
For residents of Cotabato City, the tombstones of their departed not only serve to remember the dead, but is also an attraction of sorts. Locals visiting the city's public cemetery bring with them big cans of paint in a variety of colors to add a refreshing touch on the tombstones. Grave markers have an assortment of colors ranging from gray, yellow, black, pink, and white. The changes in colors from the customary white tombstones only started several years ago. People painted vibrant colors over their tombstones and everyone started copying each other. Graveyard keepers have not stopped them from painting the tomb markers with lovely colors. Some painters even charge small fees to color these headstones. The wife and two of the children of local trader Nelson Yu lie in tombstones painted with light blue and a blend of light green. Yu said they plan to change the color of their dead's tombstones every year. But amid all the beautiful tombstone colors, Yu says the serenity and essence of All Souls Day should remain. He believes just painting the favorite color or pigments associated with one's departed ones is enough to remember them by and enjoy that feeling that they are still alive.
One of the world's oldest holidays, Halloween, is celebrated today by people in more countries. Find out how people celebrate Halloween around the world in this report.
Every October 31, Halloween or the eve of the All Saints Day is observed in different ways in different countries. In the Philippines, most schools and companies hold trick-or-treat events. Some Filipinos use their time off to meet with their friends by organizing a Halloween get-together. Horror films or spooky features are usually showed on television even days before October 31. Meanwhile, parties, guising, and trick-or-treating in costumes are common for British people during Halloween. However, Halloween is not a public holiday in the UK. In Korea, colorful festivities are held in Seoul this time of the year, where you can enjoy music and dance performances and parades in the streets. There are also Halloween theme parks and haunted houses geared up in the city. The Lottie World is among those which has prepared a Halloween festival for this year. In China, the Hungry Ghost Festival is like the Halloween in China, when Chinese people are said to worship their ancestors. Restless spirits are also said to roam the streets during Hungry Ghost Festival. King Ming Festival, on the other hand, is also called a tomb sweeping day. In Mexico, Mexicans observe the Day of the Dead or Dia de los Muertos to remember their loved ones. Some Mexicans believe the Heaven's Gate is open on October 31 so kids can come down to reunite with them. Adult spirits, on the other hand, could reunite on November 1. French, on the other hand, treat Halloween as a commercial event. Only few children are said to go on trick-or-treating. Some grown-ups still hold parties while wearing scary costumes.
Spirits are believed to coexist with us, and some of them seem to be hanging around us closer than we think. We joined psychic consultant Madam Venus to check out if there's something strange in the neighborhood. Let's watch this.
Madame Venus acknowledges the existence of spirits. She sees them, she communicates with them, and if needed, she drives the bad ones away. When an opportunity arises, she would take a peek at places that people believe to have supernatural activity.
Kapag hindi ka marunong mag-distinguish, hindi mo ma-define sila, merong nagpapanggap. Pero kapag alam mo, like me, sanay na ako. Alam ko kung bad spirit siya, if it is element lang, or dwarf, black spirit. No? Merong isang matanda na nagpapakita sa, hindi siya duwende eh. I could not even distinguish kung anong klase siyang elemento. Pero dahil dumaan kami sa kahirapan ng buhay, nagbibigay siya sa akin ng swerte, yung numero. Hindi ko alam, alay pala yun. Mga 3 numero, natatayaan ko, nananalo. Tapos nung sabayan ng mga tao, anong tawag doon? Nangongobra? Nagkokobra? Nalaman nila, araw-araw ako nananalo. But small little things, para lang may pambili ng bigas. Nagalit siya, sabi, hindi na kita bibigyan kasi apat yung mga tao ginagamit nila na hindi mabuti.
We join her in an old office building along Visayas Avenue in Quezon City. Madame Venus mainly uses a candle to detect and communicate with spirits. Before making an encounter, she prays for protection for herself and those around her. Some of her companions are those who have sensed paranormal activity in that building. Once everyone is ready, she leads the group to a small conference room. The lights are dimmed or out, and the only light of their candles burn brightly. At this point, she begins her assessment. Just as expected, there are spirits loitering in the area. To another part of the office, where the office ventilation shafts are located. The air around the room is ominous. After a while, Madame Venus tells us why.
Kailangan dito, insenso na. Dito, iba na nakikita ko. Wala akong insenso, hindi ko papasukin. May demonyo. May demonyo na dito. Paano nyo po to? Sabihin nyo sa boss nyo, papunsoy, i-chant out natin.
She throws some salt towards the darkened area of the room. Salt has cleansing abilities and can even be used to ward off spirits. However, for this, a blessing from the priest is in order. We then visit a stockroom close by. She thinks this place is safer compared with the others. Good and evil spirits abound, waiting for an opportunity to manifest themselves. Expelling the evil ones and sending off the good is a different matter. For now, acknowledging them is enough.
Let's look back at today's stories. Survivors of Typhoon Yolanda commemorate All Saints' Day and the nearing anniversary of the tragedy at Tacloban's mass grave. Cotabato City does away with dull decorations as they pay respects to their dead. A psychic consultant reminds everyone to be mindful of the existence of spirits, but how close can they actually be? Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. For more stories about the government and how it serves the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. And remember, since it is a long holiday, let's observe proper safety because many people will be traveling in and out of the city. So let's be respectful and let's be considerate and have a good long weekend to everyone. And that's your daily dose of the latest news and information that you need to know. From the PNA Newsroom, I am William Theo. Good day.